ruled that the NCAA cannot enforce their transfer waiver rules, which effectively allows athletes to transfer an unlimited number of times without having to sit out a year. Start with Jake. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, man, I don't like it. I can't say I like it. Again, we've said this a bunch of times. I am for player mobility, but I do think there has to be a line. And this seems like complete and utter chaos. You could just transfer. Listen, when I was 18 years old, I thought I knew everything, and I thought I should have all the decisions in the world, and I should answer to no one. I now have the guidance to realize I actually knew nothing, and I needed someone that was smarter than me and further down the path to guide me. I thought I was going to transfer from Michigan early on when I was struggling. And my dad said, no shot, stay the course. I just worry that this can have unintended consequences.
Yeah, I think that all these things kind of have unintended consequences. It would be the Wild West. T-Bob, I want to get your thoughts on this.
I mean, unfortunately, I know in this job we should always have something different to say, and I would love to come on here and be like, yes, bring it on, because I'm with you. Like, I'm always about player empowerment. That's been one of the core things that we've leaned on where, we've argued for more player mobility, right? If the coaches can leave right before bowl, if they can do this or that and be immediately eligible, like, why can't players? But this maybe does feel a step too far. And so, I mean, look, I feel like players are in a great spot right now. Mm-hmm. You're getting paid off a name, image, and likeness, and there's no real way to cap that, right? Like, you can't cap the advertising money that a person can make. I don't care what I don't know why the NCAA even continue to try to do so, but there's no way to cap that. You can transfer once before graduating. You can transfer once after graduating. Right. So you have mobility there, including earned mobility when you talk about the graduation portion of that equation. And pretty soon here, you're going to get your hands in the TV revenue. Like, make no mistake, that's the fight on the horizon, is players getting money directly from these massive TV contracts. So no, this is just look, there can be too much of a good thing, and this is a bit too it's just a bit too gluttonous for me, for players to be able to transfer every single year.
Yeah, we got Hudson Mason joining us. We'll get his thoughts real quick because I do want to jump in on this. And Jake, you and I talked about this today, but this is the thing that bothers me about where we're getting right now. Is players in one vein want to say that, no, I'd like to be an employee. I want to be an employee. I want to have all those things, whatever. At the same time, they're like, but I want to be able to move whenever I want to. And we see the employment contracts that exist in the NFL, for example. A team can cut you, but you can't just leave if you want to. You got to fulfill your contract. We see even with coaches, they're like, oh, well, these coaches have so much mobility. The thing we don't talk about a lot is the damages that they have to pay when they leave a job. There is a buyout to leave a job. And it might not be a lot to them or the university who's getting ready to employ them, but I bet you a kid can't pay those types of damages. And so it's just like, we want all of the freedom, but we don't necessarily want the consequences that come along with the freedom that we're asking for. And it's just a really tough spot to be in. Hudson, I know we're getting ready to change over here real quick, but we got to get your thoughts here too on this restraining order saying that guys can just basically get unlimited transfer.
Welcome into Rivals Nuts. Go ahead, Hudson. Let us know. What do you think, man? Do you think guys should be able to transfer every single year?
Generally, no. I don't like the transfer rule, and this is coming from a guy who, sat for 4 years primarily at my career at Georgia, and had to wait his turn and was a one-year starter. I'm for player mobility, but it's obviously, I think parameters are a good thing. In this case, in this situation, guys, I keep asking myself, do we have a rule problem or do we have a transfer problem? And I think the answer is we might have a waiver problem. I mean, when you look at the waiver and how these guys apply for a waiver, I think it's complicated, it's convoluted, it's very subjective, it's very inconsistent. Nobody really knows, there's about 12 different ways that a player can apply for a waiver. And I think that's really where a lot of the inconsistency and subjectivity lies.